1 Mbps daw! Ano? Gigil na ako, PLDT! Gusto ko na mag-Facebook! PLDT!
Gusto ko na magbayad ng pagkamahal-mahal, tapos ganun lang speed na makuha mo. Samantalang sa ibang bansa, yung ganyang kataas, almost $100 na binabayaran mo, or $80. 1 Gbps na yan sa Singapore, sa South Korea.
Napakabagal, nasasayang yung time ko tsaka yung pera ko.
5 Mbps ang binabayaran ng shop pero lagpas 3 Mbps lang daw palagi ang speed, kaya nagrereklamo sila sa provider.
Flow describes the telecom industry in the Philippines. The cost of internet is 3 times below the average, but the speed is only half of the average in the world.
And I arrived late last night, and I tried to test the speed of Philippines. It's no good.
These are just some of the complaints of the consumers hoping for improvement on the current situation of the internet. But what does the internet service providers say about the situation? Let's find out. There are many speculations from the subscribers about why the internet in the country is so slow, and ISPs such as Globe, PLDT, and Smart have never really given a clear explanation as to why the situation is like this. What is the story regarding the slow internet in the country coming from the ISP?
To further understand how the current situation came to be, let's take a look at the past in how it all started. The first generation mobile communication, which was introduced in 1980s, was based on the analog system. The most popular analog 1G systems were Advanced Mobile Phone System, which was launched in the US. The key features and facilities of 1G are based on analog systems. It supports data speeds of up to 2.4 kbps, and it is a cordless telephone. However, 1G has only voice communication and no data communication, low capacity, poor handoff, less secure, and poor voice link. An improvement to 1G communication came into existence in the form of 2G technology, which was introduced in the late 1980s and was based on low-band digital data signaling. In this analog technology was replaced by digital access techniques such as TDMA and CDMA. The key features and facilities of 2G are enhanced spectrum efficiency, provides data rates of up to 64 kbps, improved system capacity and network coverage, roaming facility, voice and data services, and enhanced security. The basic disadvantages of 2G are it does not support high data rates, weaker digital signal, and unable to handle complex data. The 3G brought great transformation in the mobile communication world. The 3G fulfills the specifications of the IMT 2000, the official international telecommunication union, which intended to provide wireless access to global telecommunication system. To meet the IMT 2000 standards, a system is required to provide peak data rates of at least 200 kbps. The key features and facilities of 3G are faster data rates, supports multimedia applications such as video and photography, value-added services like mobile television, GPS, video call and video conferencing, high-speed mobile internet access, and increased capacity. The 4G is an emerging technology in the field of communication. As the data requirements increased, efforts were made to improve the downlink and uplink throughput rates by employing higher modulation techniques. The key features and facilities of 4G are high spectral efficiency, high voice quality, easily access internet, streaming media, video calling, very low latency, simple protocol architecture, and efficient multicast or broadcast. However, 4G has higher data prices for consumers. It is very expensive and hard to implement. Complex hardware and power usage is more. Despite these improvements in mobile wireless technologies, people are still complaining about their experiences in trying to access the internet through their devices.
Australian telecom giant Telstra had a busy weekend online answering questions about its plans to set up shop in the Philippines. The truth is, Telstra has yet to decide on whether to enter the Philippine market.
Sa ngayon, dalawa lang ang players sa telecommunications industry, ang PLDT Smart at Globe. Gustong ipasok ni Pangulong Duterte ang China Telecom bilang third player at pinamamadali na niya ang proseso.
This is why the Department of Information and Communications Technology got Facebook to create a new submarine cable network that will connect to 2 landing points and the Luzon bypass infrastructure, which will be built by the Bases Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA.
The National Telecommunications Commission, or NTC, proposes the internet be made a basic service instead of a value-added service.
Data from government show that the Philippines has the second worst internet speed and the most expensive internet service in the Asia Pacific. But we don't need data to tell you that, because everyone knows.
Arrived late last night and I tried to test the speed of Philippines. It's no good.
Globe Telecom, commonly shortened as Globe, is a major provider of telecommunication services in the Philippines. It operates one of the largest mobile fixed line and broadband networks in the country. The company's principal shareholders are Ayala Corporation and Singapore Telecommunications. It is listed on the Philippine Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol GLO and had a market capitalization of $7.4 billion as of the end of June 2015. To give light to the subjects, we have interviewed Engineer Emmanuel Lazaro Estrada, a senior vice president in Globe PH. We asked him if is it true that the country's low number of cellular towers causes the internet of the Philippines to slow down. In knowing this problem, what is your company already taking to solve this? Is it true that a number of long legal processes in increasing the country's number of cellular towers causes the delay of progress in the country's internet? And why is there a number of long legal processes in order to construct infrastructures in our country?
Now, when you ask me, how are you looking at the entry of possible third? Well, of course, because we know that these investments in order to provide internet connectivity to the rest of the 7,100 islands, 35,000 to 42,000 barangays is important, is also huge. Then, please come in and help us do this. Where we are sorely lacking today is fixed connectivity to the homes. That's why everyone pretty much is using wireless connectivity for the homes. The problem with wireless is that in order to deliver the tight speeds, you will have to have a terminology, I know maybe like what you know sa communication, you need a term called densification. You have to put up more sites. The total number of sites that you need to put is also commensurate or equivalent to how much traffic you're actually seeing, and even the subscriber take up that out. Yung Telstra case. Telstra has been putting investments together with Santander Telecom for over 3 years. But none of what they have put into investments have ever done commercial. Why is that? Kasi they are beset with the very same problems that we have been battling for the last so many years. Since 1994, when we started the administrator, we have all of these issues about rights of way, permits, and the rest. So everybody thinks that this is just an excuse by the telcos to say na hindi kami makapag-build because there are all these permits. But it's reality. In Globe and in the other company, yung Smart, they have a team who just takes care of site acquisition and permitting and community relations just to make sure that you're able to roll out your services. The problem with that one is given our local context of the local government itself, where they have autonomy to impose their own permits, licenses, and fees and taxes, then it even makes it more complicated. It takes some time kasi we will have to pass that through the law. The problem with that one is in Congress alone, the people in the Congress are representing their constituents, and of course, for them, having the local opportunity to have the power over the utilities is also important for them. Kasi ano yan eh, it's a part of the law, the local government code, na meron silang autonomy to do that. And if you change that, then you need to change the local government code. You need to put up a new law to override this one, and only then.
In knowing this information now, we tackle the environmental concerns for improvement of the situation.
Every year, several new infrastructures are built to cater our needs. Millions of dollars are spent on the resources needed to build these giant infrastructures. Several environmental issues are present that hinder the improvements of our situation. To improve internet service, additional infrastructures are needed like additional cell sites. It must be built to lessen the load handled by the currently built cell sites. Cell sites are composed of the towers, the shelter which stores the actual BTS, and the antennas required for transmission and receiving of data from other sites. Before the cell sites are even built, the site locations must be cleared to accommodate the cell sites to be built. This means that the trees will be cut, ecosystems around the area may be disturbed, and the air will be polluted due to the heavy machinery required to clear the land for construction. Building the towers to hold the transmitters and receivers also requires resources like metals and machinery work. These also contribute to the pollution produced by the factories that make these towers. Changing the terrain due to building more sites can lead to a multitude of negative effects in the future. Careful management is essential to prevent or minimize environmental damage. That is why so much paperwork must be done for a company to build the cell site. Considering the information we obtained from our interview, the reason why the internet service here in the Philippines is still subpar is not because we do not have the proper resources. In fact, we have all the resources needed to be on par with the global standard. Third-party internet providers are welcome to lend a hand to the duopoly of PLDT and Globe. But the third parties usually give up because of the sheer amount of investments needed to properly establish themselves into the Philippine market. Lots of paperwork and approvals are required to establish a place for themselves to help the current duopoly in the Philippines. This even goes as far as taking the signatures of the individual families within an area in order to build a cell site around their area. That's one of the main issues of a third-party internet provider that are attempting to enter the Philippine market. The internet has been ingrained into our daily lives. The Philippines is steadily improving, albeit slow, but it is improving. With the advent of esports growing in popularity in the country, demands of faster internet speeds are increasing. More and more internet cafes are being built around the country to cater not only the online gamers, but also the casual internet users, as more and more things are integrated with the internet. Let us hope that in the future, we will catch up with the global standards. It will affect us in the long run. We should all be concerned about the future because we will have to spend the rest of our lives there.